I'm going to give you some examples in this video of how we can really help the people around us. So, a lot of times when somebody asks for help or says that they're hurting, like they got hurt in childhood, like me, and they've been suffering for 25 years and they can't get medical care and they need Social Security or they're falling down in the road or whatever, when somebody says that, instead of helping them a lot of the times, they just fuck with them. They try to trip them up. They try to fuck with them. They end up trying to like hack into their phones or devices, like get permission from the courts to see what they're doing on the phones, see how good they are on the phones. Are they really good? Are they really bad? But see, with a lot of that, it really fucks with their head. And they also aren't having a discussion with the individual. Like for me, I do better if I turn off the lights, put on the yellow filter, and I'm not walking or moving my body, and it's like 85, 90 degrees. If I do that, I'm okay. But see, they don't care anything about that. No. They just care with messing with your phone and checking your stuff. And that's fine. But keep in mind, there was once a famous writer. I can't think of his name. There's a lot of black and white pictures of him. He was a heavy drinker, and he said for like 40 years that he was being tracked and people were watching him and it was making him crazy and they were fucking with his stuff in his house and they were messing with his phones and his phone lines and there was all this stuff going missing and weird stuff going on. People were messing with his job and he was institutionalized, became a heavy drinker, went crazy, and killed himself. The CIA released in 2003, I think, maybe it was later, but you can look this up. They released that they were tracking him, they were messing with him, they were following him for like 25 years. They recorded everything they did. For 25 years, the CIA screwed with this very, very great writer, and the writer was never notified. His family was never notified. So his family thought he was going insane. And yet, he just knew that shit was wrong. That's it. He was a writer who knew the shit around him was really messed up. I mean, it's really simple. Like if somebody screws with moves stuff around in your house, that doesn't mean you're insane. No, that means somebody moved your stuff. And that you should be calling the police because either somebody has a motive to make you look crazy, or somebody is crazy themselves, or somebody has a really bad motive to be in your house. So that needs to be reported. But yet, a lot of times, it goes on deaf ears, and then people suffer. And I am so tired of us wasting money hurting the public instead of helping them. If they just took a fraction of the money that they've used to fuck me over in the last 10 years, I mean, the Massachusetts and New Hampshire, since I've been 19. Keep in mind, my mother was screwing me over at age 5, trying to make up a mental story about a swimming medal I won. That was the first one I remember. That's the first twist that she did, is the swimming medal. And she even tried to establish an attachment disorder right then. I just started living with them, and they're already starting with that stuff. So now, as an adult, I see this all around me from the state. They're spending all this money, all this time. Like, for instance, we reported that we had problems with the landlord, with threats, abusive speech, hate speech, all this going on. And this was like 4 years ago. You know what they did? They investigated me. I'm sure the landlord probably shot something back like, oh, I heard a bunch of complaints in there. And they wasted like a whole year, even though the victim said that no,